Hi guys, today let's understand the topic of indices. So when we say a raised to m, so here a is known as the base and m is known as the index or the power. So this whole topic is about dealing with such numbers. Now to begin with, let's understand some laws or the rules of this chapter. So first we have a raised to m into a raised to n is equal to a raised to m plus n. So if the bases are same, then the resultant will have the same base and the powers will be the addition of the two individual powers. So for example, we'll have 3 raised to 2 into 3 raised to 5 will be equal to 3 raised to 5 plus 2, which is 7. The next rule is a raised to m upon a raised to n. So if two such values with the same basis are divided, then the final answer will have the difference of their powers, that is m minus n. So for example, if we have 7 raised to 3 upon 7. Now 7 means the power is 1. So that will give us 7 raised to 3 minus 1, which is 2. The next law is a raised to m the whole raised to n. So that gives us a raised to m into n. Similarly, a into b the whole bracket raised to m. Then each term will get the power. So it will be a raised to m into b raised to m. Now nth root of a, if we do not want to write it in terms of a root, so it can be written as a raised to 1 upon n. So square root of 5 can be written as 5 raised to 1 upon 2. Similarly, cube root will be 5 raised to 1 upon 3. Now a raised to minus n, so base with a negative power can be written as 1 upon a raised to n, so that the power can be written as positive. Similarly, if we have a raised to n and we want to write it with a negative power, then we can write the same as 1 upon a raised to minus m. And the last one is a raised to 0 is equal to 1. So any number raised to 0, the answer will be 1. So let's solve our first question. We have simplified 9 raised to 3 upon 2 minus 3 into 5 raised to 0 minus 1 upon 81 the whole raised to minus 1 upon 2. Now 3 upon 2 we can write it as 9 raised to half the whole raised to 3 by using the law a raised to m the whole raised to n, right, which is a raised to m into n. So we can split 3 upon 2 as half into 3. Now we can also split it as and write it as 9 raised to 3 the whole raised to 1 upon 2, but that would increase our calculations because then first we would have to find the cube of 9 and then find the square root. So we must always choose the simpler method. So that's why we'll write it as 9 raised to 1 upon 2 the whole raised to 3. Now next is 1 upon 81 the whole raised to minus 1 upon 2. So to write it with a positive power, it will be 1 upon 81 raised to half. So that will be 81 raised to half. So 9 raised to half is square root of 9. So we'll have square root of 9 the whole raised to 3 minus 3 into 5 raised to 0, which is 1. So 3 into 1 minus square root of 81. So that gives us the answer as 15. Next one is 64 upon 125 the whole raised to minus 2 upon 3 divided by 1 upon 256 upon 625 the whole raised to 1 upon 4 into square root of 25 upon cube root of 64. So again 64 upon 125 raised to minus 2 upon 3. To write it with a positive power, we'll have to write it as 125 upon 64 the whole raised to 2 by 3 using the law a raised to minus n is equal to 1 upon a raised to n. Divided by, now the fourth root of 256 and 625 will be 4 upon 5 into the last term will be square root of 25 is 5 upon cube root of 64 is 4. Similarly, like we solved in the previous question, it will be lengthy to solve if we write it as 125 upon 64 the whole square whole raised to 1 upon 3. So we write it as 125 upon 64 the whole raised to 1 upon 3 and then the whole bracket raised to 2 divided by 1 upon 4 upon 5, which is 5 upon 4 into 5 upon 4. Now the cube root of 125 and 64 will be 5 upon 4. So 5 upon 4 the whole raised to 2 divided by 5 upon 4 into 5 upon 4. So that is 25 upon 16. Now to change the division to multiplication, we take the reciprocal. So we'll have 25 upon 16 into 4 upon 5 into 5 upon 4. So that gives us the answer as 25 upon 16. Now the third question is a plus b the whole raised to minus 1 into a raised to minus 1 plus b raised to minus 1. So again we can use the law a raised to minus n is equal to 1 upon a raised to n, so that all our terms will have positive powers. So that gives us 1 upon a plus b the whole raised to 1 into 1 upon a plus 1 upon b. Now if we take the LCM of the terms in the bracket, we'll have the LCM as AB. So it will be a plus b upon AB. So if we solve it further, we'll have 1 upon AB as the answer. Now the next question is a bit different. So we have 8 raised to 3a into 2 raised to 5 into 2 raised to 2a upon 4 into 2 raised to 11a into 2 raised to 2a. So if you observe carefully, you will notice that each term is in the numerator and denominator can be written in terms of 2 raised to something. So 8 can be written as 2 raised to 3 the whole raised to 3a into 2 raised to 5 as it is into 2 raised to 2a upon, now 4 also can be written as 2 raised to 2 into 2 raised to 11a into 2 raised to 2a. Now the reason behind making all the bases as 2 is that now all the bases will be same, so we can apply the different laws of indices to solve it further. So 2 raised to 3 into 3a becomes 2 raised to 9a into 2 raised to 5 into 2 raised to 2a upon 2 raised to 2 into 2 raised to 11a into 2 raised to 2a. So the numerator will be now 2 raised to 11a plus 5 upon 2 raised to 13a plus 2. So using the law a raised to m upon a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n, we'll have 2 raised to 11a plus 5 minus 13a minus 2, which gives us 2 raised to 3 minus 2a. Now our next question is as follows. So in such type of questions, we will always start with the innermost bracket, which is 1 minus n raised to minus 1, so that we can write it as 1 upon 1 minus n. So now we have 1 minus 1 upon 1 minus n the whole raised to minus 1 and the whole raised to minus 1 again. So now let's take the LCM of the innermost bracket. So the LCM is 1 minus n. So we'll have 1 minus n minus 1 upon 1 minus n. So next step would be 1 minus n upon 1 minus n raised to minus 1 and then the whole raised to minus 1. So again, to make the powers of the innermost bracket positive, we'll write it as 1 minus n upon minus n and the whole thing raised to minus 1, which is 1 plus 1 minus n upon n the whole raised to minus 1. Again, taking the LCM, we'll have n plus 1 minus n upon n the whole raised to minus 1, which is 1 upon n raised to minus 1, and that gives us the answer as n. Now our last question is, if 2160 is equal to 2 raised to a into 3 raised to b into 5 raised to c, we have to find the values of a, b and c, and also further find the values of 3 raised to a into 2 raised to minus b into 5 raised to minus c. So we'll begin by finding the factors of 2160 by the prime factorization method. Now in this method, we have to find the factors of any given number using only the prime numbers. So in this case, they have already told us that they want the factors in terms of 2, 3 and 5 only. So the factors, if we find out, are 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 5. So that is 2 raised to 4 into 3 raised to 3 into 5 raised to 1. So our values of a, b and c are a is 4, b is 3 and c is 1. So similarly, we'll have the values of 3 raised to a into 2 raised to minus b into 5 raised to minus c as 3 raised to 4 into 2 raised to minus 3 into 5 raised to minus 1. So that gives us the answer as 81 upon 40. Okay guys, so hope this video was helpful. In my next video, I'll be again further solving more questions on indices. So do check it out and I'll catch you guys later.